Hey friends, let's edit some pictures. Okay, today we are going to do, where's it at? Chasing Wildflowers 2. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful backdrop, and it's a field backdrop, and I have an entire video series about field backdrops that has all the information on there about tips on shooting them and all that. Really, I think the important thing is to adjust your lighting to where it would be like it would be outside. So if it's a darker field backdrop, your lighting's going to be a little bit more contrasty. If it's a lighter one, like midday-ish, like this one is, your lighting is going to be, a little bit brighter. Your shadows are going to be much softer, and, your light's going to be everywhere. So think like huge PLM, some reflectors to kind of get it to wrap around, and there you go. Now this is natural light, and obviously it's going to look natural to the background, but the simple secret to replicating this is just making sure that your light source is big and it's soft, and maybe like a V-flat, white V-flat over here to pop it back into your subject to lighten those shadows, because that's really the key to making your light look more natural, is the softness in those shadows. When I get, my goal is to have a larger studio, and then I will be doing my lighting tutorials to completely mimic this look, which is natural light. Now, you don't always want that look, but, especially with these field backdrops, that's kind of what we're going for. We're going to do this one and this one today. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. And the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm fine with her putting her bouquet down here. And I don't care about the transition of this, because I am going to put some overlays, grass overlays on this. And so I'm not too worried about this. I don't like feet. Normally, I don't really like feet or ears in my images. And I know that sounds kind of weird. But in these bigger gowns, watch, I can actually I'm using the patch tool, and all I'm doing is selecting what I want and then hitting delete key, making sure that fills on content aware, and it gets rid of them. What it does is it just makes it look like her foot is back here beneath the dress. And so just like this one, I'm just going to select it, make sure this right here is content aware so that it tells it what you're wanting to do with that selection when you do hit the delete key. And there you go. And that's fine. And I don't care about this flower right here. Now, what I do care about, though, is that this grass starting out isn't exactly the same look as this grass. And so the way I'm going to kind of adjust that is today I'm going to hit Command J, which is going to copy my photo on the backdrop. I'm going to shift this over just a little bit. And so I'm going to be working on a copy of my background, or my original picture. So basically I have copied it, and I'm going to be doing these selections on this layer, not the original layer, so that I can just adjust the opacity to my taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the eyedropper, I'm going to use the brush tool, and I'm going to change it to overlay. And then I'm going to choose my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to choose that green that's in the back. And we're going to see what it does. So I'm going to go back to my brush tool, which is on overlay. It's on 100%, so it might not be exactly what we want. But, knowing this trick right here is going to save you money. Time, no, but money, yes. So if you're on a budget, just buy one of the green backdrops, and then you can change it to go with any of them that you want. So if I take this off, that's going to just kind of show you that. I'm going to bring down the opacity just a little bit, because I already know that I'm going to pop those colors. And so that is a pretty good transition to me. And I'm going to flatten that because I'm good with that. I'm going to change my brush back to normal. So I'm great with that. So now we're just going to go ahead and do some retouching. And when I zoom in, I'm Command plus and Command minus. Those are my quick keys that I usually use to go in and out. So first I'm going to go ahead and they didn't have any makeup on this day. Kelly fixed their hair. She's actually a hairdresser, but she didn't put any makeup on them because it was kind of last minute. So I am just going to use my trusty Lips and Cheeks from Florabella, which is literally this collection like 10 years old. It's a good one though. So that's a little bit much, so I'm going to tone it down just a little bit. I'm just trying to put some color into their lips and some color into their cheeks. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. That's okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on another background layer. And in the Greater Than Gatsby Portrait Retouch collection, they give you eyelash brushes. And they're awesome. And so I still need to do my... Now, remember earlier we were messing with the grass. So I got to... Before... Watch. I don't want to give Kate a green eyelash. So I got to make sure I change that color back to black. Okay, that's good. And choose the left one. Tilt it just a little bit more. That was a little bit high. You want to kind of go low with it, lower than what you think. And I do each individual's because I might not want to adjust the other one. I want to adjust sometimes the eyelashes differently. Each eyelash. Kid's eyelash. Whatever. Oh God, I hope this isn't how this is going to go today. You know, sometimes when you're 45, your brain be doing crazy things. Okay, we're going to do that. Looks good, looks good. I'm going to tone it down just a little bit. There we go. Pretty girl, pretty girl. Okay, now I'm going to pop those eyeballs. Okay, so in the Portrait Retouch collection, I usually do this all over eye foundation, which if you have a retouch with, you know, an eye pop, all over eye pop in it, you can use it. You don't have to, you know, necessarily buy this one. But this is a fantastic collection. Okay. Good with that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to work on another background layer when I do portraiture because Charlie and Kate sometimes their eyebrows are light and sometimes portraiture will get rid of them and we don't want that. Eyebrows are important. So let's see what it does. Yeah, we're going to take them, we're going to bring those eyebrows back. So I'm going to slap a layer mask on that and I'm going to do the opposite because then what I'm doing is I am painting away the portraiture that I added to that layer. And yeah, there we go. It's subtle, but it's good. I'm going to bring down portraiture just a little bit. Usually I will just bring down portraiture until I just barely start to see some texture in the skin. All right, looking good, looking good. Okay. Let's go ahead. I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a pretty simple edit. So all I did was Campbell's. Okay, sorry, I'm like doing stuff without telling you what I'm doing. Okay, Painterly Portrait Collection Greater Than Gatsby. Go to Campbell's Soup Can. Love it. Then I'm going to go down to Jessica Drossin, Illuminations, Instant Overlays, Volume 2, and I'm going to use Center Stage. Because it's beautiful and adds that glow. See? We're going to back up a little bit. You can see, boop, bada bing, bada boom. Looks beautiful. Then I'm going to hit it with an Evolve. Hold on, I think my dog's at the door. Pause. Sorry, she was like, let me in, lady. Okay, sorry. Okay, I added that Evolve. Yes, I love Evolve because it just adds that little pop, like a real sun pop. Love it. Okay, that's that. I'm going to pull up that other one that I did. Yep, we're good. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put butterflies on this one. I think I'm just going to leave it. Okay, now we're going to bring in some grass overlays. You guys know I love some grass overlays. And I keep those in my elements, and I have everything named by like kind of like what I know they are. My grass is in Jessica Drossin just because it's easier for me to remember. So I'm going to use two different overlays. Oh, was it this one? I don't remember. Hold on. I don't want a whole lot of it. Let me see. Okay, so I am going to first of all bring that back there. Yep. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a Gaussian blur on it. Because I just want to mimic that yellow. I just love the yellow with the teal kind of dresses that they have on. And you know, I think I'm going to kind of do it like, because I want it high up on the edges. Yeah, I like that better. Then I think I might get rid of the middle of it a little bit. So I put a layer mask on that yellow grass one. And I'm just going to kind of get rid of it in that middle. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I might mess with the... So I'm going to go in... So while that overlay is selected, I'm going to go into adjustments and choose hue saturation. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to actually Option Command G that. And what that's going to do is that's going to mask that, or I'm sorry, clip that onto this layer, because if not, it'll adjust the hue saturation to the entire image. And what I'm doing is I'm telling it to only adjust the hue and saturation on this level that I've clipped it to below, or layer, I'm sorry, this layer that I've clipped it to below. So I'm going to go, because I want it to be a little bit more of a green yellow. If that makes sense. I want it to match that yellow in the background. There we go. And you can even adjust. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So what I've done is I've pulled up the saturation and brought over the hue a little bit, just so that it is more of the color that is the yellow in the background. Now I'm going to pull in my grass, which I'm thinking probably grass 5. Just kidding. That one's too blurry. Let's see. Let's try grass 11. Yeah, that's better. And I don't want a whole bunch of it. I just want it a little bit on that bottom, maybe like that. And then I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to select that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Command L, and that's going to bring up my levels because I want it darker. So I'm going to pull those levels down. Yeah, because I just kind of want it on the edges. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so that we can see a little bit of that yellow through there. And then I'm going to choose it and hit blur, Gaussian blur. And I want to see some blades, so I'm going to bring down that blur a little bit. All right. I like that. I like that, but I kind of want some over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take the yellow grass layer and I'm going to choose the hue saturation. So when both of them are chosen, I'm going to hit Command J. Now what that's going to do is it's going to, I kind of like that, to be honest. Okay, I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. Okay. That's not what I was going to do, however. So we're going to Command J again. Because what I wanted, dang it, I like that too. Okay, focus, April. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually choose both of those. And then I'm going to hit this move tool. Okay, no. That's not what I want. Okay. I want to move this up because I want to brush it in up here. I want it up here. So with that chosen, or with that moved up there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose this. Sorry. And then I'm going to paint away this middle. Just so that it's kind of like around there. I'll show you. You see? Okay, I like that. But nah, I like that. I'm good with that. I feel like on this one, I did. Okay, so at the end of this, I am going to hit it with... okay, so in Painterly Portrait 2, there's 1 and 2. 1 is the one that I always use that Campbell soup cans and the Leonardo in. And then the other one is the second one that they came out with that I use the more painterly actions in. At the very bottom of it, they have some actions that are finishing tones that are used quite a bit, and I love them. So there's a cubism that says clean cool. I don't really think it's clean cool, but whatever. And it's going to overkill whenever I put it on, but I'm just going to like bring down the opacity a little bit to just pop it. Just a little bit, see? So... see how, but the saturation on it is pretty high. So I'm just going to kind of pull it over to about right there. Loves it. Okay. Then the last thing that I'm going to do to kind of get your eyes right into them is in that we're going to go back to that Portrait Retouch collection, the one that has the eyelashes in it. And they have one that's called a Sun Enlightener and Hair Enhancers. And I love it because it just sort of adds like a little pop. Yep. And it's subtle, but it brings your eyes right back to them. Let's see what happens if I add it on there. Do we like that? We do. Bada bing, bada boom. And that one's done, and I'm good with that. So we're going to save that. That was pretty fast, right? Which... it's faster whenever I'm not talking through it, but let's do before, after, before, after. Gorge. It's going to ask me if I want to save the changes. Sure, why not? Okay, so that one's done. So let's go on to this one. Okay, so at first glance, this is kind of a mess. But we are going to do some magic, and we're going to make this look like these girls are actually in a field. So that's the fun part of photography, right? Okay. First, as you know, well, you know what? First things first, I'm going to get rid of these feet, okay? Because they drive me crazy. I just can't feed. Okay, so I'm using the patch tool. I selected it, and I hit delete with making sure that content aware was chosen. So what this is just going to do is just going to make it look like her feet are back here in the longer part of the dress. So no one freak out that I'm amputating Charlie's feet, okay? So if you see that, all you've got to do is that. All you got to do is that. Because by the time we're finished with this, this is not going to be where your eyeballs are going. So this little string is driving me cray. So I'm going to get rid of that. Everything else looks okay. I don't care about this. Okay, so we're going to work on these edges. So this first edge, okay, so what I'm using is the rectangular marquee tool up here at the top because it's just easier sometimes for me to just pull down instead of using the lasso and trying to sit here and like get it perfect. So sometimes I'll just opt to use this triangular marquee tool or rectangular marquee tool, triangular. Okay. My coffee has not kicked in today. Okay, so I've selected it, and all I'm going to do is hit delete and make sure that it's content aware and see what happens. We're just rolling a little Photoshop dice here. Oh, pretty good. I like that, okay? Because this is going to be kind of hidden, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, this over here, we're going to try it and see what happens, what it's going to do with that tree. Okay, you know what? I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Because for the other one, I just simply selected it, flipped it, and then made the other side of the tree the reverse of the tree, if that makes sense. And so because it wouldn't, Photoshop was doing not that great of a job. You know what? I'm okay with this, but I need this to not be that looking like that. Okay, I'm okay with that. These lines in this, not so much though. So we're just going to kind of mix this up. And like I said, this is going to be kind of hidden, but the repeating patterns is what I'm trying to avoid because then it looks fake. And we don't want that. Okay, I'm good with that. Now, last time, we're going to do exactly what we did last time with this grass situation. We're going to Command J, and I'm going to choose my brush tool. I'm going to put that sucker on overlay, and then I'm going to go to my eyedropper, and then I'm going to choose a color in the grass that's more of a green, like we desire. And then we're just going to color it in. And don't worry about it being like super green because we can adjust the opacity of that. There's other ways to do this, but this is just the quicker way to me. And then I'm just kind of darkening it where their shadows are. And then I'm going to pull it down to about... Now, when I do this, I sort of look in the middle of the image, and this is going to sound crazy, but kind of blur my eyes a little bit. You can also bring it back. This right here, I'm okay with because, you know, it could be some shadow. If you don't like it, add a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to flatten that. Okay, come back a little bit. We're looking good. Okay. There's not going to be much to do as far as their faces. I do want their eyelashes a little bit darker, and this is not because I'm trying to make them look like they have makeup on. The things that I do to their face is always, when it's little kids, is always centered around making your eyes go to their face. And so we're just kind of doing things to bring your eyes to that. I'm going to do some all over eye foundation first in that Portrait Retouch collection, just like I did last time. Oops, I'm still on overlay. So if you freak out, your brush is probably the wrong thing. And we've all done it before. So I'm just doing that to kind of bring the attention to their eyeballs. Then I'm going to actually do lashes and brows. I have another set, but I'm okay with this. Yep. And then I'm even going to go ahead and enhance their eyebrow. Oh, that was a little bit too much. We don't want that. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm good with that. Now let's give them a little bit of blush. In my Florabella Retouch and Makeover, we're going to do lips and cheeks. So first I'm going to do some lips. And since they're kind of to the side, you can get away with it being a little bit darker. And then I'm just going to add just a pop of color. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and I'm good with that. So I'm going to flatten that. And these little things really, truly do add up. I know it seems small. If you have a ton of images to edit, you know, maybe do that for a few that you think mom's going to maybe print larger. Like if they ordered a larger size of this, I'm definitely going to take the time. If it's just digital images that they're just planning on sharing on Facebook, like if you ran this as a mini session, you know, maybe don't go to all that trouble, but I'm bringing back their eyebrows, and then I'm going to flatten. When I'm up here, I'm noticing some of these imperfections in the backdrop, and it's really only, ooh, see, it's really only because they're up here against the backdrop. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know it, and I probably wouldn't even mess with it, because by the time we do all this, you're not even going to see it. And these are just extreme, tiny, insignificant little imperfections. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, they're pretty, blah, blah, blah. We're good with that. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add my grass. I'm going to go ahead and add the grass. I feel like, was it this one we used? No, I think it had a little bit, I think it was just kind of on the edges. Let's see about this one. Yep. So obviously this is completely the wrong color. So what we're going to do, like we did last time, is choose it, the layer. We're going to go to adjustments, go to hue saturation. We're going to option command G, which is clip it to this layer. We're telling it that we are only wanting to adjust the hue and saturation of the layer we have clipped it to, which is the grass and weeds layer. Then we're going to go up in hue. And I'm trying to match that yellow in hue, and then I'm going to bring the saturation level until it kind of matches the green that's in there. Then I'm going to bring down the opacity. Oh, whoops, not of that, sorry. I was on the wrong layer. So I was on the hue saturation layer, and I was on the wrong layer. So I'm going to come down to this one, because I just kind of want it to be there. Just enough where there's that pop of yellow. Then I'm gonna go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur. That's pretty good. There we go. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm gonna pull in the grass layer, which is, I think, this one. Now I just need to determine, I think I'm gonna put this behind the yellow. Yep. And I'm going to bring down the opacity quite a bit. Actually, you know what? I don't mind it that high up. I don't mind it that high up. But I am going to go ahead and slap a, that's actually almost perfect. There we go. Okay, so with that grass layer selected, I'm going to command L, which is going to bring up those levels, because I want the color of the grass to go down. And I think I'm actually going to take that other grass and weeds. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Command L on that grass and weeds layer, because I think I want to bring that kind of down as well. Yes, I love that. Okay, do you see how the saturation in the girls is wonky looking? That's because I released that mask on this hue saturation level. So we just want to go back and make sure that that hue saturation is only being clipped to this grass and weeds layer below it. Yep, I'm good with that. Bring it up just a little bit more. I'm going to bring this one down just a little bit. Yep. And I think on that, on that other one, I think that I copied it. I'm going to bring it back up a little bit. Okay, I really like that. Okay, I'm good with that. So we're actually, hold please. Hold please. We're going to go ahead and add the butterflies, because I do like the butterflies in here with them. So some of the butterflies I want behind this grass, so that's why I went ahead and went back. I'll link these butterflies below. These are super colorful, so pretty. I love these butterfly overlays. I think I got them on Etsy. I think. Yes, I love these. We're going to keep those orange ones on. And then, actually, you know what? I think it's these that I used. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm going to put all these on here. Because I want some blue. And I believe the blue were on this level. They are. Okay. So I'm going to make that blue kind of like that. Okay. So that's a lot of butterflies, I know. So I'm going to take these two off, and I'm only going to work on the butterfly layer 7 right now. I'm going to put a layer mask on that specific 7, and I'm going to take away the butterflies that I don't really like. Like, I'm okay with these two. I don't really like these. I definitely don't like these. I don't like this one right above their heads. Don't really like this one, and I don't really like these. Okay, I'm good with those. So I'm going to go ahead and with the actual, not the mask now, make sure it's not your layer mask you're choosing. Make sure you're actually choosing the overlay. And I'm going to go to filter, blur, and then motion blur, because they're butterflies and they're moving constantly. If you've ever tried to photograph a butterfly, you know that. I'm good with that. I'm going to bring down the opacity a smidge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually put it behind the grass layer, because these butterflies down here would be flying over there by them, not by me. So they would be behind this grass layer. Then I'm going to go work on layer 13, which was this one. And I don't know how many I'm going to want on this one. I definitely don't want this one or this one or this one. I like this one, and I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these, not this one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take this one away. Yeah, I'm good with that. So with the overlay selected, I'm going to choose. Actually, I already did it. So it always keeps at the top the last filter you use, which is super handy. And I'm going to bring down that opacity a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it back here. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to work on butterfly layer 5 and see if I want a few of the blue ones around. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add that layer mask. I'm going to get rid of the distracting ones, like the ones that look weird. Like, I don't know how that one's flying that way, but okay. And I don't want this one. I don't want these. I don't want this one that looks like it's going wonky. I like this one, but I don't want this one or this one. Or this one, actually. Or this one. Yep, I'm good with that. Just a few. You know what? And I think I'm going to actually make them smaller. I want these blue ones in there, but I want them to be smaller. And I don't know what this guy's doing. He's doing like, I don't know, like aerials or something. So we're going to get rid of him. Okay. I'm going to bring down the opacity a smidgy poo on those with the overlay select. I'm going to hit motion blur. And we're good there. Yay. Okay, I'm good with those butterflies. So I'm going to hit flatten. And then we're just going to go ahead and add our actions. So we're going to start with that same Campbell's soup. Gorge. And then I'm going to do center stage, which is going to add the pretty warmth to it. Gorgeous. And then we're going to hit it with an evolve, which is kind of a directional blue tint. Just so pretty. I'm going to it's kind of overkill on Charlie's face, so I'm going to kind of get rid of that. Yep. I like that. I like it a lot. We're going to come down with the opacity on the center stage just a smidge. Yep. Then I'm going to go ahead and, like I did on the other one, I'm going to give it a little bit of a pop with that cubism in in Painterly Portrait 2. Doop-de-doo. It's slow today. There we go. We need to bring it down just a little bit because it does really pop. Oh, it's so pretty though. it does just a really good job, I think, with those purples and magentas. Gorgeous. Now this one, I think I'm going to hit it with a Silky Soften Boost in that light and airy to see if I like it, and to just kind of, yes, there we go. I'm going to brush it off of their face and their hair though. Gorgeous. And then last but not least, we're going to do this Sun Enlightener, that one that I was telling you guys about in that Painterly portrait, to just kind of pop them. I'm going to bring that brush back up to pop where they're at. Loves it. Loves it. And this is a little bit distracting, but I don't mind it. Perfect. Now I'm going to pull up that, oh yeah, looks very similar. Now I don't know what the heck this is, but I'm going to get rid of that because that was distracting. Perfect. And then always you can go down in that Jessica Drossin over, or you can go into the JD Illuminations Instant Overlays Volume 2, and you can hit it with a highlight bump. I think that's kind of overkill, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. But yeah, so pretty. So pretty. You know, and my clients are always so stunned when they see it because, you know, what they're seeing in the studio is this, and then what I'm delivering is this, and so they literally think I'm magic. And it's just so much fun to see their reaction when, you know, this is what their cell phone shot looks like, and then I'm giving them this, and they absolutely love it. So that was fun. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Really, really, really liked editing these. Love this backdrop. It's this one. So pretty. It's the version 2, the Chasing Wildflowers version 2. And so we're just going to look, at these 3 real quick that we just edited. And I'll edit some more and post these in the group. If you're not in the backdrop group, you should be, because it's a lot of fun. There's this one too that I edited, and then this one. So fun. So thanks for joining me for that. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. It's so much fun for me to do these videos for you guys. So it's super helpful if you guys let me know if there's anything you would like me to add or do another video on. So guess we'll see you around. Thanks. Bye.